Welcome to the Hotelligence Podcast, your strategic vantage point on the changing landscape of hotel safety. Hosted by Jim Courts, a retired FBI DHS investigator, and Don Carr, a former frontline security owner-operator with years of first-hand incident response experience on hotel properties. Every episode brings you closer to understanding the full picture and what the future may hold. Let's begin.
Thanks for joining us on the Hotelligence Podcast. This is Season 2, Episode 14, When Coverage is Not Protection.
Last episode, we said the flag sets the floor.
So picture a property that's done all of it this season.
It built the structure, it knew what it knew, it acted within role, it held to its standard.
And it carries insurance for what it couldn't prevent.
That property still has a gap, and it's the one operators are most sure they've closed. So let's talk about the last place exposure hides. Insurance feels like the end of the conversation. Whatever gets through, the policy catches.
That's the assumption, and it quietly does something dangerous. It lets a property stop thinking.
We carry coverage, so the exposure is handled, right?
Coverage handles a loss. It does not handle a duty.
Yeah, and those are two very different things. The same way labor and duty were different 2 episodes ago.
Right. A policy pays. It does not make the property not have owed the guest a duty of care.
The obligation was never insurable, only the cost of failing it was.
Well said. So that record cuts both ways. And here's the part that ties the whole season together.
The same record we've talked about all season, the one that defends you in court.
It's also the one the insurer reads to decide whether to pay.
A claim isn't just a fight with a plaintiff, it's also a conversation with your own carrier.
And the carrier is reading for the same things the plaintiff is. What did the property know? What did it do? And did it follow its own standard?
The gaps we've described all season aren't only liability gaps, they're coverage gaps.
And a property that knew and didn't act doesn't just lose in court. It can find the carrier asking why it should pay for a choice the property made.
Yep, and so then there's the policy itself, which operators treat as a backup and rarely read as an obligation, but that fine print is a duty.
Right. Conditions, exclusions, required practices. A policy often demands the property to do certain things to stay covered.
Yeah, maintain a system, follow a protocol, report within a window.
Those aren't suggestions. They're the terms under which the coverage exists.
And a property that lets one lapse can hold a policy that no longer answers when called.
So the coverage was real right up until the moment it was needed. And the gap was there the whole time.
The worst position isn't being uninsured, it's believing you're covered for something you're not. So why this varies and what closes the gap depends, again, on the property.
Different segments carry different policies, different exclusions, different required practices.
What a carrier expects of a full service operation isn't what it expects of a limited service one.
But the principle holds everywhere. Coverage sits on top of structure. It doesn't replace it.
The structure is what makes the coverage hold. Weak structure underneath, and the policy is a promise with conditions that the property already broke.
So the answer is never to treat insurance as the place the thinking stops.
It's to build the structure that makes a coverage mean something, and to read the policy as one more duty, not the end of them. That's Season 2, Episode 14 of the Hotelligence Podcast.
Next time, we close the season. We'll talk about what the architecture was always for. Everything we've spent 2 seasons on in one place. And remember, we're in this together.
And together, we make hospitality stronger.
We publish a short, written insider briefing alongside each episode. The link is in the show notes.
Thank you for joining the Hotelligence Podcast, where experience informs smarter, safer hotel operations and prepares you for what comes next. Stay informed, stay confident, and stay connected. As the conversation evolves, Jim Cords and Don Carr will highlight developments that help hotels strengthen their approach to safety and risk management. See you next episode.